Good morning, folks. We got up early. Morale is good. And we drove over here. Never been over here, and so the risk is you get to one of these forks in the road in the national forest. Sometimes they block off one, pile a bunch of dirt, and then let it get overgrown, and it's actually worse walking than going through the woods, just because of the weed buildup and the brush and briars and junk. But we were able to get over here, and there's a road here that's not on the map. Doesn't go in the direction I want, at least for now. And then I'll continue walking down the road here. We'll get our stuff on and see if we can't chase this bird. So I'm expecting it to be just as loud as it was yesterday. You know, I'm just basically across the creek, 1,000 yards or so from where I was. So we're starting to ramble. Bottom line is we're over here. That went well so far. And chase this bird. Once again, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I was sitting at the top of my line I drew, which was 700 yards. Because I figured he probably wasn't 8 and he probably wasn't 5. So I drew about a 700 yard line. When he started gobbling, he's nowhere near me. And then I swear that one shut up and another one kicked off. I just got the other one to answer me. And it almost seems like he's in the spot he was yesterday. Which, if he would have gobbled on the roost yesterday, he would have been pretty obvious. So now I'm just trying to follow this drainage to get down to the main creek on a game trail. Now we're gonna make some dang progress. So right now I'm just sitting here flustered. 2 nights in a row, heard gobbles. I point my phone, get the little thing to index in that direction, and draw a line, knowing that that bird's somewhere on that line, give or take. It's not a perfect line, and I'm sure the little arrow thing isn't perfect either. Should be within several degrees error for me, several degrees error for that, so let's say less than 10-degree error. That's maybe being too analytical, but that's all I'm sitting here doing right now. And then distance, I figure if I can barely hear him, he's probably pushing 800 yards. If I can hear him a little bit, he's probably about 6. If I can hear him just fine, he's 300-400. So I got a couple 100 yards, maybe even 300 yards margin of error on that. If I think he's at 6, maybe he's at 9. So that means both mornings I should have been within a few 100 yards, 300 yards of these guys, and I'm not. This morning I was right at the end of my line. I drew my line at 700 yards because I thought he was probably at about 6, maybe as far as 8, so I kind of split the difference. I'm sitting on the tip of that line this morning. He gobbles. He's half a mile in another direction. So right now I'm only about 300 yards from where I was sitting yesterday, but on the other side of the creek. Once these guys hit the ground, they're quiet because they probably running around with their hens. So I don't know what to do. I get a decent location of a roosted bird, unless I'm hearing them gobble and then they shut up, move further, and go up. I don't know, but they're stationary when they're gobbling. They're not, it's not like I'm hearing gobble, gobble, gobble in that stretch of time. It's in the one spot. This morning it might have been 2 birds. The bird was half a mile away from where he should have been, and then another one over here. I don't know. It's got to be a gobbler back here somewhere that doesn't have hens and is willing to talk back. So that's me sulking and pouting. Thanks for keeping me company. And we'll figure out what our next move is. Alright, so check this out. I was about to cross this little rooty land bridge when I noticed something wasn't right. I was 2 steps from stepping on them. And that's another reason why I'm wearing snake boots this year. I'll cross somewhere else. Come in a different way after intermission this afternoon. And I realize I'm on the line I drew last night to where this bird was roosted. You know, like right on the line. And these are some lovely big pines in the area. The ground is quite open in lots of places. And I took another couple steps and boom, a gobbler goes flying. He was somewhere over here, took off that way. So he's definitely on the other side of the creek now. And I blew up that gobbler. I had just called from over here and he didn't bother to answer at all. Come on, man. Come on. You know, that's exactly what I've been afraid of walking around back here. It's so loud and crunchy. It's definitely a longbeard. Definitely a legal bird in Mississippi. There go 2 dogs. Right here, coming my way. Well, if that just don't beat all. Some people's children. Alright guys, I'm about to cross the water where I crossed this afternoon. It's this little spot right here. I can walk across the roots where it's not very deep. And what do I spy again? Check this out. Yeah. Why doesn't he just go away? Look at his tail. Why doesn't he just go away? He's got all this to swim up. All that. And he won't leave. That's deep. I need to cross. Come on, man. He went under, but I see him. He's right there. He didn't go anywhere. How long is he going to stay under there? Hopefully long enough. Here we go. All right. Good Lord. I'm gonna have to white light out of this piece. Keep seeing snakes. Mississippi is the reason why I started wearing these boots. Because last year we had that close encounter with a water moccasin. I think I'm on the wrong side of that little pond. Can't be, I walked on this side. That was where I crossed, coming over. Real easy to get back here though in the morning, considering I've got no gobbles, which I knocked that longbeard into the next county, and the dogs came right after I had that gobble. That gobbler had a weird gobble. I had called, he gobbled back, I turned the camera on, pointed behind me. And then he gobbled again, and they were both the same kind of gobbles. It was kind of short and ended in a clunk. So, kind of a weird gobble, unique gobble. Within 15 minutes of that last gobble, the dogs started in. So, they could have very easily spooked him off prior to that, prior to them barking. Not sure what's up with that. But the past 2 nights, I have heard 1 gobbler on the roost, and then heard 2 in the morning. So I'm hoping that trend continues, and that we hear 2, or I guess 1 in the morning, since I sent the other one over to Alabama. See you in the morning. Good morning, folks. We are heading out. Get to the spot we were last night, although we did not hear any gobbles last night. That is not inspiring. But we're going to walk down some of the way with a cup of good morale. And we're going to switch to a red lens. And hopefully don't run into any more of those copperheads in the water. Well, folks, in a stroke of good fortune, there's 1 gobbling. But the distance and direction I plot them has me where I was chasing these birds the previous couple of days before I came on this side of the creek. Like right in there. Right where I had that 5 o'clock evening encounter. And then birds roosted there. I played with them next morning, blah, blah, blah. And then when they roosted on this side, I came over here. Wouldn't surprise me if that's the dude I scared off yesterday, because that's the exact direction he went. But he's on the other side of the creek, and on the other side of a couple smaller drainages. The creek comes in here and kind of splits up and turns into a big mess because it's so flat. We got a light drizzle going on. I didn't know it was supposed to rain, but I wouldn't know because I haven't had signal in about 4 days. I just needed less than 24 hours more, and we would have had a rain-free stretch. But that's not the way we roll in Mississippi. I think it's just the humidity falling out of the sky. It got so freaking humid. It had to fall out of the sky eventually. I see kind of blue skies over there. Hopefully this is just a quick passing thing. Well, I got no gobbles tonight. If I did get them and they were on the other side of the creek, I was going to relocate. But no gobbles. No idea. I relocated over here because the gobbles came from over here. So I don't know where they are tonight. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on them in the morning. I'll start moving my way toward toward Phil's. I'll take my time. Got a bunch of junk to do en route. I got to resupply. I got to shower. I got to do some laundry. Get a little workout in. So Mississippi is kicking my butt. Hopefully we can get something done in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs tomorrow. But I'm not going to hold my breath. See you in the morning.